All right. Y'all, I'm excited.
Hey.
I'm excited because I didn't know.
You didn't know what?
I didn't know you were gonna be here.
What?
No, I didn't know. I'm excited.
Well, good. I like for people to be excited.
Yeah, no, I'm extra excited because I didn't know you were gonna be here. Yeah. I'm a little tipsy already. So,
I got some catching up to do.
Let me get these locks in check.
I have my solo cup because Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Okay. A black cup.
That look like a Halloween leftover that you done brought to the table.
They had them at Kroger's. They had black solo cups.
Okay. Some old witch's brew cup. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that's what's up. How was y'all's week?
Well, it was okay. We're towards the holidays, so it's a lot of stuff to get done.
Yeah, it is a lot of stuff to get done, and that is the hardest part. I got to fix my background, but yeah, that is the hardest part about the holiday. I really, honestly, am not a holiday person. I typically it is the female around me, and don't be mad at me, y'all, because I said female. People be sitting there, female. You can't say female.
We're not gonna argue about that ever again over here.
A female could be a cricket, or a female could be a dog. I'm like, I'm not saying. The female species.
Have been here for that conversation. I didn't participate in that. It was a conversation.
Look, the female species brings out, and I think in most men, I don't know. But I think most guys that I know, whenever I hear stuff about the holidays, it's revolved around the woman in their life.
Well, you know what? You got to have the nice looking house on the block. Okay. You know what I mean? So I get it. I bought me an angel today. It was 8 feet.
8 feet? You bought an 8-foot angel for reals? Like a statue?
That doesn't surprise me, though. That doesn't surprise me at all.
You bought a statue?
It's 8 feet.
Like what do you do with it? Like, is that like for Nerf target practice or something? I mean, what do you do with it?
It's outdoors. It's outdoors. It's got lights.
So it's like a Christmas thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know. Like, I've never had an 8-foot angel. I've never seen an 8-foot anything. So I didn't know what you're supposed to do with it.
Her skirt is really cute though, y'all.
Word.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see this because I just feel like it's extra and
you're gonna have to post a picture of that one. We're gonna have to see that.
Well, it's not put together all the way yet, but it's separated. I had to separate because I couldn't fit it all in my Jeep.
So now it's like 6 foot.
Well,
8 foot.
You know what? Y'all keep talking, and I'll bring this over here for you.
Look, somebody put a mad face.
I know. I saw.
I don't know
that.
why.
Like, what in the world?
Miss Keithia Love put a mad face at your 8-foot angel. I guess I'm assuming that that's why we got the mad.
You know what? Y'all keep talking. I'm getting ready to go get the skirt. I'm getting the skirt so y'all can see the skirt.
Are you?
She said it was an accident. It's the love.
Oh man. She done got up. I thought it was
going to say that anybody that joined me and Right Look on live on Friday, every last one of y'all is nuts. We had to delete that shit. It was a move, and you just had to have been there.
Okay, so
but I know some of the people that.
I mean, we can see parts of it.
No, you can't see parts of it. I deleted it, but I told everybody that was on the lab to come here tonight. So,
okay. Well, I will take a picture for y'all next time.
Yeah, take it because we see pieces of it, but it's just the background is fading in and out. So that's what's
Yeah,
happening.
because it's mixing in with it because it's white.
Okay, so this is okay. So it's like a wired type of angel type of thing. I feel like you was holding some wings and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. I thought it was like one of them Catholic statues of stone or something that, you know, people gonna ride by your house and throw eggs at. Like that's
they better not throw no eggs at this.
But you know what I've been seeing a whole lot of lately? I didn't know it was a thing. There are companies out there that come through and decorate your house with the Christmas lights.
Man, let me tell you something.
I've been seeing a lot of that.
People could talk shit about America all they want, but America is a place that if you just think of some shit, you can go out and create a business and make a whole lot of money doing it. Like, there's no other country that can do that. You know what I mean?
Listen, my daddy had never. Okay, my daddy was. Y'all seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? Clark Griswold ain't have shit on Ike Washington. Let me tell you. Ike Washington, he's up there with his cigar hanging out the corner of his mouth on the ladder, stringing these lights up, and he's happy in the cold with his little jean jacket on. And he probably
talking to you. He probably talking to you at the same time with the cigarette in the mouth.
I'm talking about the whole house be lit. I'm talking about you can see the house all through the neighborhood. He was worse than Clark Griswold. He would have never paid for some shit like that.
Okay, all right. So Miss Keithia Love, she said that she did that on accident. So you know, and I'm with her. All hustles are welcome, absolutely. And yes, James Krakoff, he says, "Oh, they did. I was a witness."
Oh yeah, he was in that live.
Yeah,
we acted up.
So
I missed it.
That's what I know. I missed it too. She didn't tag nobody. Didn't tell nobody.
What was it about?
You know.
We had a bottle of Taylor Port and we got drunk.
Yeah. Oh God.
We went
God.
live,
No.
And we talked about a whole bunch of shit.
The only way to properly
was DJing on TikTok.
Oh.
So we said, let us sing your live. And he let us sing his live. And we worked on his live while he DJ'd. His followers went up. It was
fun.
We don't do that over here. No.
We just had but I told everybody
listen, the only way to properly drink a teleport is you got to water that shit down with some Sprite.
Oh, it was very thick. And I got drunk really quick. I got so drunk I had to strip down. I told everybody to come over here. I told everybody that was on the ladder, make sure they tune in tonight. So they coming.
Oh man.
What's that? I don't even know what an angel port is.
No, Taylor Port.
I'm sorry, Taylor.
Don't try to mix God with that stuff. That stuff is so ungodly, it's ridiculous.
Honey, he drunk wine. Don't do that.
No. He didn't drink Taylor Port. If Jesus had drank Taylor Port, he'd have kept saying keep the party going for real,
yeah,
because Taylor Port is some shit.
The water into wine, it was Taylor Port. I'm trying to tell you.
I bet it.
Seeing my face was numb.
Girl, that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
I need to
I
find
was
out.
sweating. I had to strip down. I had to strip out of my clothes. It was a mess. But I told
Jesus is classy. He did not drink Taylor Port. I promise you.
It's classy.
Jesus is classy. He drank Portuguese wine, maybe, but not Taylor Port. Not at all.
Water into Taylor Port wine.
No, he didn't.
I've never.
Stop.
And I drink.
Listen, listen. I'm trying to tell you, Karma, because like I kind of feel like I understand a little bit about, you know, how you are. Don't go get no Taylor Port for real. You will die 4 times.
You might not know me.
You will die 4 times. I'm telling you.
It's the 4 Locos of wine, okay?
Oof, yes. Crooked eye. That shit is MD 2020. That's exactly what it is. It's MD.
I don't. Yeah, I can't do that. So if it's like a Cisco or a Mad Dog, I can't.
I hadn't seen my best friend in 4 days, and we see each other at least once every 2 days. And she pulled up with a bottle and said, "Drink this with me, bitch." We got on live. We told everybody on the live to come to No Pennies After Dark tonight. So I was just saying that we got new people in here. That's where it came from.
Well, that's what's up. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Well, I tell you what. Let's go ahead and get into the timeline review. I think we have a little extra time, but I don't think that Tyrone will be showing up today. But that's classic Tyrone anyway, because Tyrone is like never on time. He gives you deadlines that he don't show up to, and then he gives you terrible advice. But we keep him on because, you know, he gives advice. Some people don't even say shit. Some people don't even give advice. But it's all good. If he comes on, cool. If he doesn't, then
these
cool,
confessions is off the chains tonight. I don't know what y'all been going through.
Man, I don't understand, because when she sends me the stuff to look at from the email, and I'm like, somebody really sent you that? I'm like, oh, I don't even know. So here we're gonna go to yeah, I clutched my pearls at that point, and I ain't even got pearls.
That's your pearls.
But I'm excited that Karma Joy is here for real.
Thank you. Y'all so sweet.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at this timeline review. We're gonna run through this real quick, and let's take a peek at what's been going on. You know, if y'all been wondering, you ever seen this picture where it looked like I was eating somebody's face? You know, yes, I got engaged, and there were pictures taken, and I don't know how people got the pictures and stuff
because
like that.
They posted it and tagged you in it, and I was excited for you. So
congratulations!
I for reals got on one knee and all that. And this is when we was out at a Hype Vision event, Miss Pretty Brown Skin as well. You know, I was out. I was on my old man's shit, clutching my pearls and shit. You know, looking like why do I keep growing my hair? But yeah, that's what happened. As you know, second time married, first time getting on bending knee.
That is so sweet. Congratulations.
Figure that one out.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna
post
sweet. Real quick, and then we'll delete it after you play it.
What? Okay. All right.
I'm gonna
so let's take a look. We're going y'all need to see, really, if y'all get a chance, go check out the page, and you need to look at last week's little snippet. We post a few of them up there, but this one was pretty dope as well as the others. Let's take a look. You know what we'll do. Look, you know what? See, this is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to cut the mic to the crowd, because this motherfucker, they listen. He ain't that special. This nigga ain't that special. Okay. He ain't that damn special.
You heard what he do?
Man. Woo. All right. Lord, I cut that mic. So, all right. So go ahead. Pretty Brown Skin.
All right. So this is our first confession. We had 2 submissions this week, y'all.
Let y'all hear last week's confessional.
All right. Okay. So again, my best friend slept with my child's father behind my back, and I caught him. Now I told her I was forgiving, but it really wasn't. I decided to pay her back for breaking the girl code, so I seduced her father. The sex was way better than I expected it to be for a man of his age. Well, now he's falling in love with me, and he wants us to be married. I never intended for this to go this far, and I really don't want to marry this man. What should I do?
All right, so you gotta bring out the inner Tyrone in you, and tell us what this person should do. Daddy, was it again?
Yeah, the best friend.
Her best friend's daddy.
Mm-hmm. I guess she said you slept with my baby daddy. I must sleep with your daddy.
It was funny the way you said that. So I feel like, I mean, the daddy must have had to look kind of decent or something. He couldn't have been like no old shriveled up daddy.
Honey, let me tell you, it is a lot of men going through this little midlife crisis with these gray beards.
Mm-hmm. Like a Ron Isley.
Honey.
Yeah, yeah.
What is it? Is it Levy Smith? Is Levy Smith the football coach?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's going through it. A midlife crisis with this gray beard. The little gray beard, y'all being high. You're just being high.
Do they have any pictures?
Rodney said, "What about benefits?
No, because we can't reveal
their
identity.
Have benefits.
You can't show us?
No.
In the fire, I really should have bought Tyrone out for this one. This is Rodney's thing. Tyrone probably would have gave him something way worse. But for me, myself,
Daddy married, it's all toxic to me.
Well, she done put it down on the daddy, and he won't be married now.
Come on, Tyrone. We want to hear Tyrone's advice.
I was going to post a TikTok
that's
James
true.
Craycroft
That's true.
and I did.
You know, when you pass
But
out
I'm scared
revenge,
we're gonna go to Facebook jail.
get revenge fatal attraction. So
y'all got to be careful adding that shit to your whole facts.
Yeah, your friend anymore because she slept with your dad, with your baby daddy. I mean, but that's kind of why, because you know, if her friend got a baby daddy, you know, you could just revenge and go sleep with him.
Nah,
she keep it up a notch though.
Nah, but daddy's better.
Generation.
It wasn't enough. Yeah, that wouldn't have been enough.
She said I wouldn't. Okay, so that's enough of that. Y'all need to go check the page, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff, and go check out last week's little preview. Let's see. You didn't get to post that yet, right? So
I'm gonna post it right now because I gotta delete it right off after we get done with this, so we don't go to jail.
Okay. So is there anything specific that I need on a timeline review to go check?
Hold on, I'm about to post it right now.
We got whole facts. We got low mileage.
Oh yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Hold on, I'm about to post it right now because we're gonna go to Facebook jail if we leave it up. All off of your whole facts.
Did y'all know that it's a whole fact?
Got out of
after
5 years and bodies fall off of your credit report.
You said what? After a certain amount of what?
After a certain amount of time. So I was in a 9-year relationship. So when I got out and I was single again, my pussy credit was clean. All them bodies fell off my whole facts. And so I'm out here and I'm on tour and I date them all, but I don't sleep with them all. Like I gotta maintain my low mileage with my new clean credit.
But why? Why not try them out?
I mean, why you say why?
Okay, but the more you try, and then you figure out which ones you like the most. I'm not understanding the logic.
I don't know. Well, I don't want
like this. Just some snacks and shit.
Now, some of my girlfriends, they'll do like a double duty. All right, so I got the duet post by the James and I. You know, the STDs. We gotta play it and delete it so we don't. I want to blame that shit out. So I got good low mileage. I got good credit, and I will keep it that way.
All right.
All right, go ahead and play it so we can delete it out. So
right, listen, Makitha had posted on there. Now the best friend is going to be her daughter. Call me mama. See, I'm right there with you. We're not gonna sleep with the other baby daddy. We don't want him.
All right, there you go. This is me Lord. And James Craycroft.
Let's check this out, y'all.
The way you done fuck me.
You got started from the beginning.
Bitch. You done stuck all this motherfucking dick in my rib cage, bitch. You
looks like I'm going nowhere.
What makes you think you about to leave me? The way you done fuck me, raw bitch. You done stuck all this motherfucking dick in my rib cage, bitch. You ain't going a break. You get 2 15s in the motherfucking third to bring your ass back. Bitch, I love you.
Looks like I'm going nowhere.
Hilarious.
Let me go ahead and delete that so we don't go to Facebook jail.
Bitch, you just stuck all this motherfucking dick in my rib.
You can book a time. My show, hold on, I'll be right back. My show is not to give you exposure. If you want brand exposure, purchase advertising. Hello, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 20. I'm 30. 30 from Atlanta.
20, you say 30 from Atlanta. All right. Your first name?
Jasmine.
All right. So what's your criticism?
My criticism is I want you to critique the women who date men for money. Since you got so much negativity to say about women, how do you feel about women who date men or are with men specifically for money? How do you feel about that? Do you feel like they're wise or they're
I don't understand the question. You want me to critique who?
Criticize women who date specific men with intentions, meaning you're very specific about the women that you feel are within your means, within Kevin's line. What do you feel about the women that are specific about men as far as money? How do you feel about that? Like, is it good?
I don't know if you, no offense, but I don't know if you've been drinking.
No, I've been trying to join your life.
Yeah.
Okay. Other people are saying the same thing. So I don't understand the question. You want me to critique women
Mm-hmm.
who do what?
Date men for money specifically. How do you feel about that?
Why? No.
Why?
No,
Because
hold on.
Y'all see that glass in our hand?
Criticism. That's you wanted me to talk about a topic.
Right, because why are we criticizing?
I don't care if women date men for money.
mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Yes.
I'm waiting for your answer.
No, there is no answer to that, man.
High, drunk, and stupid.
No critical.
No, man, what I want you to.
That's a deadly combination.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're 30 years old, right?
We done
30.
with her. Okay. We done with her. But
I wanted to hear his answer because I mean, why are we criticizing it? But okay.
I don't know. It was 54 minutes, so I don't know when his answer was gonna come. But I tell you what, with that in mind, I think at this point we can go ahead and run into celebrity news. We'll check this real quick, then we'll jump into celebrity news you can't use. The romantic connection you secretly crave based on your birth month. Somebody throw out their birth month.
September.
Okay. What was that? September? Both of y'all September?
December.
Okay.
And I'm September.
Okay, December and then September. Okay, so let's scroll down and let's start with September. You're looking for someone who will treat you like a delicate flower.
Exactly.
They can hold your heart in their hands and never bruise it. After all, you're sensitive and you bruise easily. You keep this to yourself because you feel it's way too unrealistic to want. Is it though? Thinking it's unrealistic to be with someone who cherishes your feelings and is actually manifesting the wrong thing for you. I'm afraid. This is where you hold your fingers in your teeth and you clatter like Scooby-Doo cartoons. Is that September? A little bit.
A little bit. I mean, I'm a little bit of a princess.
But we ain't gonna like maybe we ain't gonna talk about it. Like
I'm a little bit of a princess. Yeah.
Keep that behind therapy, closed doors, stuff like that. Like
I'm gonna unpack that with my therapist in the morning.
Okay. Yeah, we not because that was deep right there. That was a little deep. Okay, so December. Are we ready to go to December?
Yeah,
are we ready?
Said it.
Okay, let's go to December. December. Honestly, you wish you could put more work into finding someone. This is funny anyway, because I just remembered. You got a whole husband.
Maybe honestly, you find us. I don't even know if I agree. Read the rest.
You wish you could put more work into finding someone. You don't like when it feels too easy. It's almost as if they're not right for you if they just fall in your lap. But you keep this to yourself because it's mighty annoying to everyone else to hear about how easy it usually is for you to find someone who's enamored by you. So let me ask you a question. What is the sign for December? What is your sign?
I'm a Capricorn, but December is Sagittarius and Capricorn. But I'm a Capricorn.
So are either of those fire signs?
Sagittarius.
No, I think we're
Sagittarius is
fire.
I believe Sagittarius is a fire sign.
Okay, because that's like
right.
Like that's a fire,
a mermaid goat or something.
A mermaid
goat. No, Capricorn
goat?
is the goat. So, and that's the earth sign.
I've seen the mermaids too, though. Like I know it's goat, but I've seen I promise y'all, it's been a mermaid attached to it before.
I'm just saying, Okay, so Sagittarius is a fire sign, and so when is your birthday?
I'm a Capricorn, and I'm December 30th. Nobody acknowledges it, by the way, but okay. But yes, December
when does Sagittarius actually start?
Now,
start and end.
We're in Sagittarius right now.
When does it end?
I don't know.
Let's
probably right around Christmas.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. Yeah, you're right. December 22nd. So So you have some lingering Sagittarius in you. I think is just a little bit of lingering, but we're not going to talk about that because this is therapeutic unpacking.
We're just Capricorns.
Right here.
We're not mixed with nothing. It's just that.
So what is a Capricorn? What does that mean? Like Capricorn is nice. What is a Capricorn?
We are nice people. We really are. Yeah.
I will say this because I am a lover of Capricorn women. Y'all are my besties.
We love you too.
If given the chance,
I'm trying to figure out where you was going with that because I was.
If given the chance, a Capricorn woman will plan your entire life. Nothing beats a Capricorn woman with a plan. I've always said that. My best
we are
friend,
yes, we are
my
very.
best friend Alicia, we got that Virgo Capricorn relationship, and it just works so beautifully. And she will plan my whole life if I let her. Nothing like when she's got a plan, she is fucking unstoppable. And
our whole life is planned. We plan our whole entire life.
Also, highly devoted to their loved ones, friends, and romantic interests are Capricorn women. They cherish thoughtfulness and kindness and are genuinely sensitive to the needs of others. This sign is dependable by nature and will always stand up for people they love. Capricorn women are persistent and never give up.
And I'm going to tell you something else about Capricorn women. And this is a fact all the way across the board. A Capricorn woman will not date you if your money ain't up.
Girl,
she will not date you if your money ain't up. She ain't got no pity on you. You better get out there and get it.
You know, because we go out and get it. So
y'all go out and get it. So
you know.
Like if y'all go out and get it and you looking at this man like, well, wait a minute, if I'm gonna go out and get it and you ain't gonna go out and get it, get the fuck Y'all will not date a man who ain't got no money.
Look,
I love that about y'all though.
Yeah.
Because a Virgo sister, we be kind of naive sometimes, be like, okay, we're gonna get a job. A Capricorn woman be like, bitch, fuck that. That nigga better get a job.
Well, look.
I say this because I love my Capricorn sisters. Y'all done got me together sometimes.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Okay. All right.
But we're not nasty to them. I will before y'all go there. We are not nasty to the broke men, but we're just not gonna date you. But we're not nasty. We understand. We're like, oh, okay, there is a woman out there for you, because it's somebody for everybody. Yeah, that's what we do. Just not for us.
All right, so it is time for celebrity news that you can't use. Okay, so we're gonna jump into that real quick. Celebrity news you can't use, and then we're gonna get to these confessions and see what y'all been talking about out here because when I was reading stuff, I was like, man, people really have problems like this. Wow, this is quite interestingly amazing. So pretty brown skin.
I'm sorry, I had my browser shut down and lost connection, and I couldn't hear nothing.
Your bras shut down and you lost connection?
My browser lost connection.
I thought you said your bras lost connection.
I wish.
Hey, well, it's celebrity news you can't use. Sis, go ahead and tell us about this celebrity news.
All right, so let's see. Keke Palmer announced her pregnancy on Saturday Night Live. Congratulations.
I saw it. It was cute.
I'm excited for her.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Every time people say Keke Palmer, I just be thinking about the lady from Apollo. That's the first person that pops in my head when you say Keke.
No, that's not. But do you know who she is?
Yeah, I do. But I mean, it takes me a second because that's the first person that pops in my head.
Oh, okay.
That's her.
Yeah, and so the Meg Thee Stallion Tory Lanez trial started yesterday. They slapped him with an additional felony charge.
Damn, this nigga about to go to jail.
Yeah, and I think his lawyer quit on him, if I'm not mistaken. Damn. And then the police officer that interviewed Meg Thee Stallion got locked up with a domestic violence charge, so he's not going to be allowed to testify.
Oh my God, these niggas is paying people off. His lawyer done quit. That's a payoff. The dude that interviewed her then got locked up with a domestic. That's a payoff. Damn. Tory, I mean, I don't know who you pissed off, but let me tell you, bro, you better go kiss some ass because you pissed the wrong people off.
And we're gonna keep it all the way real. I'm not gonna say whether or not like he shot her in the feet on purpose, but she was shot. We're not gonna dispute that she got hit in the foot with some bullet fragments. So maybe a gunshot was fired in the air.
You said that shit like somebody dropped something on her foot.
I mean, but I'm just saying
she got shot.
We want to believe black women. We want to believe her.
You said
she
got hit in the foot with
she
some
got
bullet
hit in the
fragments.
foot. She got hit in the foot with something. So I'm gonna say. Now whether he aimed the gun at her foot and said dance bitch like she said, I don't know. But she got hit with something. So well, no, the lawyer doesn't think that he's going to be found guilty. What it was they were trying to call Kylie Jenner and Corey Gamble to the stand, and the lawyer represents Kylie Jenner also, like on some.
Oh, she was there. She was there.
Right. So it was the conflict of interest, like because that's her client on something else. So that's why the lawyer quit. But they hit him with additional felony charges. So it ain't looking so good for your boy.
Mm.
All right, and then last but not least, let's talk about what happened down in the Georgia yesterday. Mr. Herschel Walker, you know, he's half vampire, half werewolf. It's a full moon tonight, so I'm sure he's somewhere howling at the moon. He's the smartest coon there is. Because anybody from the South know that the coon is a smart animal. I mean, I'm glad that Georgia got it right, but then I'm still ashamed that, you know what I'm saying, some of y'all voted for him. Like, it was real close. It wasn't looking good for a second.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't even believe it was kind of close.
I couldn't either. That was crazy.
No, ma'am.
And since Joe's gone, speaking of down in Georgia, I don't know if you know who Pastor Jamal Bryan is down at the New Birth. He is wanting, since marijuana is legal down in the Georgia, he wants to start growing it in the church and start a dispensary to bring more people to the church.
I'm trying to make this make sense here.
Is
it for healing?
He said to bring more people to the church.
Well, you know what? The church is going to be lit. Do you hear me?
Litty, okay?
Listen, it will be lit.
Well, shit, while we still waiting on Joe, let's talk about, I know you saw this shit, the good old Reverend Cosby. He said that he hopes that Deion Sanders fails.
No, I didn't see
that.
I saw where was some more allegations against him, but no, like what, Mr. Huxtable?
No, not Huxtable. Reverend Cosby from St. Stephen's said that he hopes that Deion Sanders fails.
I don't know.
And they said Facebook ablaze yesterday.
Why? What's his why? Why?
Because, you know, he left that HBCU and took that job in Colorado. And Reverend Cosby is the president of Simmons, and he feels very strongly about it.
But you know what? I really did think about that. I had asked my husband about that. I was like, the reason why he went was to show and try to promote HBCUs playing football and show that they're just as good. But like you said, just because he's going somewhere else doesn't mean he's not going to still help, you know, the Black community. But I think it's going like too far to say you want him to fail. But
I mean, do y'all think that a pastor, like a leader in the community, I mean, I get everybody is human and has their own personal feelings, but to sit there and blast out there, I want him to fail as your first statement, that's not too cool, I don't think.
I thought it was important. I felt where he was coming from, the rest of the message. But
even with that
was much.
Did y'all see Ricky Smiley? Ricky Smiley came on and did a thing live, talking about the whole thing, and I feel where he was coming from. He was, I mean, he went so far as to talk about how he said, "Yo, I don't even do the Ricky Smiley Foundation anymore because of how us be dealing with us." Yeah. The fact that people came and was booing Dion and you know, talking about bye Dion and all this stuff, like, it was ridiculous because it didn't make any sense whatsoever for them to do that. Because I mean, I get it.
What are your feelings, though?
But think about it. He didn't take the field with him. He didn't take the new equipment with him. He didn't take none of the stuff. He didn't take the attention with him. He brought so much.
Really, how do you feel about him leaving? What are your honest feelings?
I personally don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter. Look, like Ricky Smiley said, and I'm not even a Ricky Smiley fan because him and D.L. Hughley, they pushed the whole black community into COVID, and I'm just not even fans of them, right? But with that in mind, what he did say about it, I liked, because he said, bro, he's got his own family, people, and everything that he's got to take care of. And if somebody's going to match his offer, then cool. But if not, the man's got to go do what he's got to do for himself.
Well, and he's taken some of the players. His son.
Yeah, hey, why not? I mean,
it's still elevating black men, and his agenda, I felt like he was saying his agenda is,
it's football, so it's always going to elevate black men. I mean, we dominate. So let's just be real.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, with him going from HBCU to Colorado?
To a PWI.
Right. I guess his point is he was showing that we have talent in HBCUs. He put that out there. Nobody would have ever known. And so people know now that they can recruit from HBCUs because of him. And he's bringing them over to Colorado. But I mean, I get both sides, but I get what you're saying. To say, I hope you fail. Or what was it?
I mean, that's just terrible. Like, a pastor is supposed to be there to uplift people, not tear them down.
Right. Like I said, I got what he was saying, the rest of the statement, but that I hope you felt it was in poor taste. But then he doubled down on it. And when he doubled down on it, I'm going to tell you what it reminded me of. When he doubled down on it and said, basically, I said what I said. Y'all remember the scene in the Players Club when Diamond quit the Players Club? And she said, fuck you, Dollar. I hope you don't make another penny in this raggedy motherfucker. I quit. That's what his statement basically said. If you go back and read it, that's what he said.
Yeah.
And then that's what I was like, yeah, Rev, I was with you a little bit after I hope you fail. I was with the rest of your statement. But then when you said that, you lost me.
Here, Ricky said, Shayna Dixon says, yes, Ricky was on point to me. Plus, he actually knows Deion, and we aren't always the most supportive once someone doesn't do what we are expecting. We be talking like we got stock, and I agree with her, but we be talking like we invest in some type of stock in the organization somewhere along the line, and you know good and well we don't. Like, let's stop playing. You know what I mean? What's this other comment? She said, I feel like Deion gave them the blueprint. It's up to those still there to keep the momentum going. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he brought attention to HBCUs that has not been brought to HBCUs.
But you want to know what? I'm going to tell you, this is what my gripe is. So they're paying him $5 million, and they don't got all the money right now, right? And up here down to the U of L, our coach quit. And they went and got Brian Brom and gave
you said what?
Our coach quit. Coach Satterfield quit at U of L. And they went and got Brian Brom, and they're giving him $35 million. Now, Colorado said, we don't got all the money to pay Deion. We don't get it. Y'all got $35 million to get Brian Brom. Why ain't y'all call Deion up and say, hey, we got $35 million. we got it right now. We can cut the check. Why we didn't do that? That was a missed opportunity. Like, they ain't even got all the money. We can cut the check.
I don't know, man.
That's my gripe.
Is it only $5 million?
He's getting $5 million. And we paying Brian Brom $35 million. See what I'm saying? Like, we done fucked up the thing.
I guess nobody wants to come to Kentucky.
For $35 million. He's only getting $5 million in Colorado. I'm sure for $35 million, he could have been persuaded.
So that's gonna bring me to why did he go to Colorado? So now I'm interested. I do know that marijuana's legal over there, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, but you know he didn't go for
that. You don't know?
I don't know. Maybe dog fighting's legal over there too, and Michael Vick got a house in Colorado. I don't know. But
you know,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. But I mean, the reality is that he's got his reasons, and they're his reasons and his reasons only, and it's okay for him to make decisions for what's best for him. Maybe he's getting a portion of ticket sales as well, because that was an offer that Ricky Smiley, when he did live, he was like, if anybody's going to give him an offer for blah 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 and a portion of ticket sales if you sell out the arena, then cool. I mean, maybe they giving him that on top of that $5 million. Could be some extra dope ass dope.
Where was his HBCU again? Jackson was in Mississippi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But they weren't mad at that football player that stole the welfare money to put the tennis courts at his daughter's school. But I ain't one of the gossip, so you ain't heard it from me.
I mean, you talking about the white boy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's a whole scandal that honestly
ain't nobody touching it.
Has not gotten. We talked about it on Truth Be Told show, but it has not gotten the attention that it should, because they were taking money from the welfare system, along with the governor, and they were scandalously. It was what's his name? The white boy.
I can't think of his name. I just know he ran off with the welfare. Hold on, Google.
This sounds like Trump. What is happening? What in the Trump is happening?
He done ran out with pimps.
Trump wouldn't do
that. What in the Trump?
Let's see. Football. Food
Brett Favre.
Scandal.
That's who it is. Brett Favre.
Brett Favre. Yes. Brett. Mother.
Yes. Why are we not talking about this?
Brett did what? Look, we gonna have to. I'm gonna talk to y'all after this so we can stay on topic, because I gotta hear about this, because I didn't know anything about this.
Yes, he stole from the welfare fund to build, what was it, tennis courts at his daughter's school?
Who did this?
Well, it wasn't just that. It was, I mean, he was getting like $1 million for speaking engagements, and it was coming from the welfare football, the welfare, scandal or whatever. Let's see. Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre is in hot water, and this is celebrity news you can't use too, but this one you could actually use, right? Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre is in hot water for his connection in the Mississippi welfare scandal involving the misappropriation of roughly $77 million. Favre, flat football Favre, who is that? Am I right on that, or am I wrong? The flat football, you know what I'm talking about. Where he was deflating the football. Was that?
Oh, that was no, that was Belichick.
That was another white boy.
That was Belichick at the Patriots, the coach. It was the deflate gate.
Yeah. On December 5th, the Mississippi Department of Human Services dropped its demand of $1.1 million from Favre in a lawsuit that is seeking repayment of misspent welfare money. Favre had been in hot water for receiving money for public appearances that he did not make. But the department acknowledged that he has paid that money back. However, there is a new demand of up to $5 million.
You need to fix your connection, sir.
Man,
it got all juicy and stuff. You was on fire. But look, we're gonna have to look into that, and it sounds like it's a hot mess. But you know what? Never mind. I ain't gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I don't know what's going on. Let me just say this. Spectrum, fuck you. Okay. Spectrum.
And I was thinking about switching back to them too, because I promise you they had a deal.
Back to them. AT&T has the best service. Even I was used to be an engineer for AT&T, so even with the copper wire that's coming from the fiber line at the pole to your house, you still gonna get better service than Spectrum. I'm sorry,
but no, Spectrum has that little fiber line now, I think.
Word. Well, dang.
Yeah, I was gonna switch back to them, but anyway, that's something else. But let's go.
Yeah. Is there any more celebrity news? Pretty Brown.
That's all I got.
Okay, so let's jump into. We need to jump into these confessions, because these confessions was absolutely crazy, and just y'all need to look this up. As a matter of fact, here I'm gonna post this for y'all in the comments. Go ahead and peep that link there, and you can check out CBS.com, CBSSports.com, and check out this whole story, because I honestly don't know why this is not a much bigger sport. He conspired with the mayor or governor or something to take this money. Like, and there's text messages and all type of shit that's shared between them that is public knowledge now, and somehow or another, just as normally gets done, it's gotten swept under the rug. This is, if y'all don't know, this is the international sign for swept under the rug.
Like it,
I'm gonna make it a TikTok dance.
The one you did earlier today, when I say I was in the middle of a Zoom conference call and I opened up my text messages and that damn Joe was a nut. He's a nut.
That might have been hilarious. So let's jump into these confessions and let's get into this, and let's play some confession music and go ahead and listen to this whole thing.
All right, you ready? My husband asked me for an open marriage because he wasn't attracted to me anymore. About 1 year ago, my husband, 48 male, told me, female 39, that he wasn't attracted to me anymore. I understood because since my son, male 4, was born, he hadn't had sex with me. He said he loves me more than anything in the world.
You know what? I don't mean to cut you off, but
you want me to read it in my theatric voice?
No. I was just gonna say that he must have stepped on the other side of the curtain, because that can do it. If you step on the other side of the curtain while the baby is born and you see that alien that's blown up like a balloon on the other side of the curtain, then that can scare the shit out of you, and you may not want to dive into that pool anymore. I mean, I'm just saying.
So giving the birth of your child, a human being, is so disgusting that you don't want to.
No, it's not the part.
Keep going.
The baby's beautiful. I'm just saying he might have stepped on the other side.
I don't agree.
And saw that, there's white stuff and all type of things that
both of my exes watched all 3 of my children be born, and I never had those issues.
I'm just saying, for some guys, it could be the case. I'm not saying every guy.
Is it? For real?
But
I mean, I have video of my daughter being born. It's beautiful.
I had a mirror set up,
But was it on the other side of the curtain though? Like from the doctor sticking his hands in there and pulling it out?
There was no curtain when she popped out. I have video. There was no curtain.
You know what? My husband did say that it looked really, because mine dove out like he was.
I mean, let's just be honest. If you open up a vagina and look inside, it looks like an alien anyway. It really does. So
y'all don't care about it.
3 centimeters dilated,
down there, and
like
you open
that,
it up, it's not a
Look
problem.
inside. You see a whole baby come out, another human come out, and then there's like stuff dangling, like a dangling, and then there's white stuff, and woo boy. Now it didn't bother me. I'm just saying some people it might bother.
He was traumatized.
Go ahead.
All right, we're gonna start this over from the top.
Okay, come on. But I want the theatrical voice though. Come on.
Yeah, I do want
drama.
More enthusiasm.
This was long.
More enthusiasm, sis.
We're gonna try it.
Okay, come on.
All right. My husband asked me for an open marriage because he wasn't attracted to me anymore. About 1 year ago, my husband, 48 male, told me, female 39, that he was not attracted to me anymore. I understood because since my son, male 4, was born, he hadn't had sex with me. He said he loves me more than anything in this world, and the rest of the relationship is perfect. But he needed to have sex or he would go crazy. I was taken aback. But I started asking what was the definition of an open marriage. And we discussed it over a few weeks. And to be honest, I was feeling sexually deprived myself, and the idea started to grow on me. So I said yes. And I asked him, are there any rules? He said that usually a couple has their own rules. So our rules were no bringing them home and using protection. Also very clear that he wants to know who the other persons were and when. The when was to plan our days. He was meeting new women within a week. He showed me everything, showed me pictures, and was gone most
had
of the
them bitches
night.
lined up.
Not gonna lie.
So bitches now. I
felt like shit. But I thought I needed to give it some more time. I was more careful, however, because I needed to know the person that I was going to have sex with. One of the guys One of the guys is a client, Jay, male, 36 at the bank that I work for. Not my client, but has been extra chatty with me. Jay and I have been having a relationship for the last 6 months. He treats me like a princess. He's very successful, makes more money than my husband, better looking than my husband, and the sex is the best I've ever had in my life. How do I tell my husband I want a divorce?
Typically, you would just say, I want a divorce. But I don't know. I mean, if she's asking those type of questions, then obviously there's still some type of something she has with her husband that she doesn't want to let go of, right?
Of her child, I'm sure.
This leads into our topic. This is a great lead into our topic.
It is.
Absolutely.
I'm sure. Yeah, but I feel like the husband kind of set himself up for that, didn't he?
They always do. I mean, I just feel like that's a men. Never mind. I feel like men do not think before they act.
He didn't think that she was gonna find somebody better.
But I'm like, he was okay with that?
I mean, I think that men think. In a lot of cases, men just don't think as much as women do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe
to see he just wanted to go out and fuck horse.
Women
she
plan.
said she wanted to know who she was having sex with, so she built
planned.
a bond.
See, that's the thing. She brought emotions into it,
mm-hmm.
and that's see, that is the thing. And I know this is bad, you know, double standards and stuff like that. But I have experienced situations where I may know a brother who just cheats all the time, right? Cheats on his wife all the time. But the minute that his wife seemed like she was cheating,
oh, he got tight in the chest, didn't he?
Oh, heart attacks, tears, and all type of shit.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's just like, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, but bruh, you a big cheater, like big cheater.
Not a big cheater.
You know what I mean? Like you a big cheater, bro.
Right, you gotta take this one on the shin, bro.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And but see, it's a double standard.
What was his response though?
Well, it's just like, because, but see, that's what I just said, the emotional side. When men cheat, there's no emotion there. You see what I'm saying? Most men, when they cheat, it's literally, it's sometimes it's getting something that you not getting at home. You know, and it, whatever it is, it's some, you know, maybe this one has a more round ass. I don't know, but I'm just saying it's not a big emotional thing. It's literally trying to get a nut off in most cases.
Right.
It's trying to get a nut off.
I feel like after 4 years, he had already been cheating on her, and he was really just tired of hiding it and wanted to be able to, you know, saying, get his rocks off in peace.
That's why I said, like, she you know, when he said you know, he was dating right away, this nigga had him sitting here at the door, and once he was able to get the door open, you know, it was like, oh,
he was already doing it.
You know, maybe not. I'm not gonna say that, but regardless, he was definitely having some conversations and was able to say, "Hey,
my thing is, I can't believe he agreed for her to be able to do it,
because he didn't think that she would, and he said he wasn't attracted to her, so maybe she gained some weight, so maybe he thought, I ain't attracted to her, nobody else gonna look at her either. And truth be told, men like big girls.
Girl,
men like what?
Men like big girls.
Really?
You let me tell you this. Yes, number one. Yes,
I mean, you mean like,
but I don't think that it's like they like big girls.
Like,
I think there are a lot of men that looks are not really even that big of a deal.
I'm gonna tell you one thing, because you know, we know I went through my weight loss journey and I lost a significant amount of weight. I'm gonna show y'all my before picture. I got more attention from men when I was heavier than I do now.
Well, I can tell you now, it's the simplicity of it is simply that now they're scared of you. So now they're more intimidated by you.
I get that
because of how you look. And it's funny because when I was younger, when I was dating, it was the average looking females that if I got turned down by them, I was mad because I was like, did you average? I mean, this is when I was younger. You know what I mean? I was an asshole and I was younger. So, you know what I mean? It was the fine ones, the like supermodel types that when I would go holler at them, then they would say, yo, you'd be surprised at how many guys don't come talk to me because they think I already got a man because of how I look, and so like I would have greater success with those model type, fine women when I was younger, right? But I would, if that, so, but if they said no, if I didn't get nowhere with it, then it was like, okay, whatever, they model type, fine, whatever, but when the average chick say no, I'm like, fuck.
She mediocre.
Exactly, mediocre ass. What I ain't say nothing. I ain't say that because I'm not the type of dude that just cuss a female out because they say no. I mean, everybody gets to have their own prerogative, right? But let's look at some of these comments real quick. Yes, Spectrum is garbage. Absolutely.
Ass.
Let's see. Let's see. Watched mine and had no issues. Greg is lying. He's totally lying. You can't watch the other side of that shit and not have no issues. There's all type of shit coming out there. Like it's a baby and shit attached to it. No, I'm just playing. Rosette says he allowed that to happen. Period. He wanted his cake and to eat it too, and that shit backfired on his ass.
Exactly.
His cake got burnt. Exactly. He got burnt cake. If she wants a divorce, she might want to go into witness protection and then have a deputy serve him with papers. That might be the case,
because he gonna kill her and him too.
He gonna Kurt Cobain them all. This ain't on her, it's on him. Men can't handle what they dishing out.
Facts.
Why? I'd be wondering. Because Rosette's, she came on the show talking, 18 years, right? So I'm just like, what in the world is, because her comments sometimes just be like, they can't handle what they did. She said stuff like that a lot. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering.
But her and her husband are so adorable. They're still in love after all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they good. But she be saying
she's real. Listen, she's real.
Absolutely.
She be on point.
I feel like some men think a woman can't find a better than them, or they don't want to hear about be careful what you ask for. That's true. Men are visual, women are not as visual, right?
You know what? That. Funny story. So y'all remember I told you I went on the date with the guy out. He took me to Nashville on the date. And I had to go pick up my daughter from cheer, and my ex was there. So he ended up with my daughter overnight because long story, he didn't want to take her with my best friends. So he knows I'm on a date and I'm out of town with somebody else. Don't y'all know when I pulled up to come pick up my daughter and he saw me, I know that man cried in the car. I know he cried in the car because he knew I was out with somebody else. Like, we ain't together no more. It's over and done. He cried in the car. He was very upset.
I think honestly, I think that there's a lot to certain women that they don't think about. That if they lose them, it's not just the woman they're losing a lot more than they think about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when it happens, it's they sitting there looking real silly.
Like, oh my God, I can't believe she gone. She done moved on. She found somebody else. Like, I wasn't prepared for that. His feelings was hurt.
It's a woman. I'll agree. There's a lot that comes along with a marriage that is. I'm older now, so I definitely, and I'm going on my second, marriage, and I can definitely look back and say that absolutely there were things I didn't think about before. When you young and you get that release of the burden is gone. That's the way you're feeling. You're feeling like, oh shit, I can start over and I can get out. Woo, man, who let the dogs out for reals? Like that's how you feeling. And then some time go down the road, you're like, God damn, this other side of this bed is cold. You know, it's like, you know, cold on the other side of the bed. You know, like it's warm for a minute. It was warm tonight. It was warm last night. It was warm the night before. But damn, tonight is cold. Cause ain't nobody here tonight. So, you know.
Especially if you got like a good one and then you like left because she might have gained some weight or something, but you done lost a woman that can cook, a woman who has.
I think stuff like that is stupid. Family. Like that's so superficial. Because
it really is.
You could literally, if she's eating and stuff and she's gaining weight, because you can just tie a carrot to a stick and put it over her head and go jogging with her. I mean, maybe not a carrot, like a ho-ho or something like that to a stick and put it over her head in front of her. And then as she's chasing the ho-ho, you can run behind her and y'all can jog together. Y'all can exercise together.
You can, but you know what? A lot of them don't even exercise themselves, but expect
that part right.
Their woman to.
So you walking around looking like Fatty Albert, and then you mad that she done gained a couple things.
You're right, because I know, like, you know, COVID did me in, added some weight, you know, because and plus I was sitting down doing life insurance through COVID, and so, you know, and I had to check myself and say, you know what, I got to get, because I want to make sure, you know, I mean, the stamina didn't go nowhere, that's for sure, but you know, because I was eating watermelon the whole time.
Give it up for the stamina.
I'm trying to tell y'all the watermelon, brothers, let me tell y'all something. If I give you one health tip, it is watermelon contains something in it called citrulline and combines with enzymes in the body and creates a compound called arginine, and it helps to boost the flow of nitric oxide in the bloodstream the same way that Viagra does. So
watermelon
ladies,
today keeps the
y'all want to make some watermelon smoothies for your men's? Do that. You ain't got to tell them what's going on.
Just get the grapefruit and the watermelon.
Yep. Sprinkle some diced pineapples in that shit. You know what I mean?
So no honey pack, just some watermelon.
Yeah. They don't need no honey pack. No
Hennessy, no Henny dick, just some watermelon.
I mean, however you drizzle, you know, your popsicles, then you do that. But I'm just saying, watermelon before the fact. Hey, baby, I made us some watermelon.
How long do it take this watermelon to kick in?
Hey, it's a liquid. Remember, hits the bloodstream right away.
Oh shit. We learning stuff. We educating y'all here at No Panties Out the Door.
Hey, education. You know what I mean? When I was younger and saw women, I didn't discriminate. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I absolutely discriminate. I was someone who and that does. I'm gonna be honest, Greg. I don't get it, because when you're younger, that's when you do discriminate the most, because you're younger and you shallow. But okay, Greg was a priest. Someone who thinks his wife is a 5 can be a 10 in another man's eyes. That is absolutely true. What do they say?
And what people are failing to realize too, a lot of times, like in that situation you came up with, she didn't realize her worth until after she left. If she had that, she would have left him. She would have left him 2 when he said, I'm not attracted to you.
True.
Should have left before then.
That's what I'm saying. If she would have realized her worth then, she would have left. But she didn't realize it till after the fact.
Hey, Rock's Kitchen. Look, hey folks, sorry I'm late. 32 years in a 2-parent household.
He's ready to get to it. So let's get to it. He's ready to get to the topic.
He says 32 years in a 2-parent household. He'll be all right. Right. That's a whole 80-20 thing. Hold up. I'd be sad, but damn, some men can find peace alone or dating. You know, it's true.
Men do not be alone. I'm so sorry. You know how women be like, I'm good single. I mean, I'm not one of the, I'm married, but even if I wasn't, I'm not good single. That's not me. But
I can't stay single. I can't stay single to save my life. Like I'd be like, I'm on tour, I'm out here dating my And now I've been exclusively dating someone for a little bit now. So I can't stay single. I don't know why.
Right. But I mean, men don't do that. They move on. They be like, quick. They cannot be by themselves.
So let me tell you something. Okay. All right. So first off, eat some water. You gotta have, you gotta go have some sex afterwards. I mean, you can't just eat watermelon and then, think you're gonna walk around looking like, third leg He-Man. But I'm just saying, Viagra does that, and that's the synthetics of it. But get watermelon into a regimen. I challenge anybody. Take a week and just make sure you have, small bowl of watermelon. Try to, if you can, get seeded watermelon as much as possible because, that's real watermelon. But take a week. Get some watermelon in your diet every day, right? You probably gonna shit and stuff like that. You're gonna do a lot of pissing and whatnot. But I'm gonna tell you this: when that next week come. Now,
do it work for women too, like Viagra does?
It does, because again, we're just talking about oxygen, heightened oxygen in the bloodstream. And that works for women as well. So,
I'm gonna tell you something about that brown liquor too. I mean, I'm not asking people to be an alcoholic, and I'm normally a clear drinker, but brown liquor, that's just all I'm saying.
I'm gonna have a sidebar with you after we get off the air because I have to tell you some stories because I've been going through it over here. Do y'all want to get to this next confession?
Absolutely. And this right here is actually, I've got, I don't know, some type of white wine mixed with Bro Brothers. We need to holler at them because they need to be a sponsor because I need
absolutely.
What is
I
it
need
called?
more. I need Bro Brothers. It's a black owned what is it that we drink in Kentucky? Bourbon. Yes. You can tell I'm a little tipsy, but it's a black owned bourbon company. It's called Bro Brothers, and it's dope. It's actually really smooth. And I traditionally, when I go out, my go-to is a Jameson neat. That's my thing. I will order a Jameson neat all day, every day. This is nice and smooth, like a Jameson. I'm almost thinking it's better than a Jameson. So but I don't want to get off topic. We'll get to these comments and get to the next confession here. With or without exercise, I'll start making them smoothies ASAP. Absolutely. James Craycroft said, I've been divorced for a year and haven't found anyone yet. Finding a good partner is a tough process. You're right, but we were talking about the bed being warm, so that's not about finding a partner. That's just about finding.
And it's been a year, James. It's just been a year. That's my point. See how quick, man. Y'all ready?
But see, you saying it's been a year. Most dudes, I mean, if you bouncing, and especially in his situation where he was dating a monster, or he was married to a monster, then at this point, it's a month after, and the bed stays warm for men, whereas with women it's a different thing. Why? Because like our confession, you asking questions and trying to figure shit out and getting all emotional and this, that, and the other. But he's actually trying to find a partner, a good partner. He's not just keeping the bed warm and whatnot, which will have you in a month time after your divorce, if it's even a month, depending upon the situation. I'm just saying. So that Hennessy, James, get on Tinder and have fun for now. Could be a possibility. Just strap up because it's 2023 and they got Omicron. I got Omicron STDs out there
and monkeypox.
Like yep, and monkeypox.
I work for the lab. It's called Mpox now. I work for the lab, and it's really a thing. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's really a thing. We're working through the billing process, trying to get these bills paid. Mpox is a thing. Protect yourself.
That's crazy. Monkeypox is an STD too?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I thought you know what? I read some. Isn't it like a gay STD?
No,
No,
get it.
no, that is a stereotype.
No, it is
it.
It is transferred between men predominantly.
I mean, it's
but it's not, I don't think it's sexually. It's just like for some reason it's some disease that transfers from one man to another, but then anybody can get it from that man. So I don't know what the hell. It was developed by a woman, and she was like, "Fuck it, I'm tired of y'all." She created
monkeypox. It is. That's what she
created. Monkeypox.
You play our drinking game. Don't drive anywhere.
She's like, these niggas ain't gonna fuck around on me ever again.
And if you're new to us, the drinking game is every time Joe makes me do this, take a drink.
I made a refill.
Okay, so this nigga said duct tape. Duct tape is a cure for everything. You can make a condom out of duct tape. You just may make someone bleed to death. I'm not sure. Go ahead and read that next confession.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. 4 days after our wedding, I caught him in bed with my sister. I fell apart and got a hotel, not bathing or going anywhere for a week. And when I returned to work, they were both there apologizing. How the hell they both show up at a job? And explaining. I asked if my brother-in-law was really my 4-month-old nephew's father, and they both began stuttering. I blocked both of their numbers and our moms too for telling me to forgive them. I moved into my best friend's guest house and started doing OnlyFans to save and move across the country. When they tried to come visit, my bestie answered the door with an electric turkey carver on, and they didn't come back. She had been telling me something was off, and she figured it out when my sister wore white to my wedding. 2 weeks later, I got a DM from my brother-in-law. He said, "You look great." I couldn't believe he had subscribed and had been watching me on my OnlyFans. I went to his job the next day to talk, and I asked him, was he trying to get back on my sister? And he had no clue of what I was talking about. Scandalous. I told him everything, and that they insinuated that he is not the father of my youngest nephew, and he cried. A month later, my bestie was helping me move to Las Vegas, and we got word that my sister and my ex took a DNA test and that the baby actually belongs to my ex. She was put out of her home with her husband, and now she lives with my ex. And her soon-to-be ex-husband called me and said so about this revenge. Now, should I get revenge on them by sleeping with my sister's husband, or should I leave it alone?
That is gross. All of this.
It is. I mean, y'all may as well just go ahead and move into a compound together and becoming sister wife, because that's what the hell y'all got going on. Like, it's wife swap. Y'all just swapping. And
I mean, your blood sister. Like, oh my God.
Could you imagine? You know what I'm saying?
Oh God.
So hold up. Because you know, as a man, I it's all visual, so I gotta picture the shit in my head.
I mean, could you imagine? Now you go and suck your man's dick, and he been plowing in your sister. That's disgusting. That's gross.
This is
trying to create a visual for you.
See, here's the problem. Like we weren't supposed to be so ratchet. Coming back with in pads.
Our listeners, they want us to be.
We should have deleted that email, because that sounds like some Catholic church shit. Like, this is some shit that happens on a Sunday.
So you saying this is stuff that don't do?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's it's just saying. I don't even know. I don't even want to comment on it. I'm not sure. See, Jerome, now, here's the thing.
Surprised me about him.
You slept with sisters before? Did they know?
No, is that what he's saying?
He said he had sisters.
I thought he was just saying he had, he had some sisters siblings growing up and some siblings, and like, he just couldn't fathom this because he had sibling sisters. I don't think that's what so he said. I mean, people have done all type of wild stuff. I know somebody that, mother daughter. I mean, I know somebody's done that. I'm not gonna say no name.
What?
you know,
That's gross.
That.
Oh.
That's gross.
You know,
Now what was the wait a minute? Was the sisters, was this like years apart or something?
I don't know. She ain't say, but they did say that.
I was talking about Jerome.
Oh,
because that story is crazy.
Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something. You know, this is my fault. I don't have this up. But right here, the banner at the bottom, npadinfo@gmail.com. Y'all got stories y'all want to share, go ahead and send it out there. npadinfo@gmail.com.
I'm actually scared to get my email address.
We need to get to this main topic real quick before we get out of here.
Let's do it.
But 2-parent households, what the fuck are y'all doing now? Like, how did we end up coming up with that title? I know it happened last week.
You did. You came up with that, but I think it's because we had been drinking and talking, and
it's kind of the theme of the show. But
we were talking about it, and then you just like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I got it.
So I guess that's what it was like 2-parent households. What are we doing now? You know, questions out there when we start talking about this is when it comes to 2-parent households, 2-parent households better or worse for raising a child? Okay, so question we want to know from y'all out there, what do y'all think? And this is no shade to anybody who did it with one parent. I know brothers who did it with one parent, just themselves. I know sisters who did it with one parent, just themselves. But the question is, do y'all think 2-parent households is better? Even if you could sit back and say, you know what, if I had it to do all over again, raising single and go back and do 2-parent, I would definitely have rather to have done 2-parent. So it is no shame in that. But question, do y'all think 2-parent households is better? Pretty brown skin, what you think?
All right, so this is my take on it, just from my situation. You know, I was in a long-term relationship with my daughter's father, and I was very unhappy a lot of years in that relationship, but I stuck it out because I was determined to give my daughter, I wanted to give her 10 years with both parents in the household. And not only that, you know, when he came into the picture, my boys were 4 and 5 years old. So I have 2 boys from a previous marriage, and they were, you know, toddlers when he came into the picture. So he played a significant role in raising them also. And I wanted to give my kids a 2-parent household. That's because, you know, that's what I had. And I thought that was the way that you do it. But in hindsight, looking back, now that I know what I know, I feel like that was a mistake. And I feel like I was more than capable of doing it by myself as I'm doing it right now. And I would have saved a lot of heartache for my children. Like, I feel like in hindsight, I put them through a lot trying to hold on to that idea of the 2-parent household. Because now, like, we're in a situation where my ex was raising my boys and they don't have the best relationship with their father. So he was their father figure. But now that he and I are no longer together, like, he is not active with the boys anymore. And, you know, he'll say, well, I'll always be there for them. But he feels like it's their responsibility to keep that relationship going. And like I told him, I was like, they're children. It's your responsibility.
How old are they? How old are the boys again?
Right now, they are 15 and 17. So you were their role model for 9 years. And when me and you didn't work out anymore, they got cut off. And so now his thing,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So now his thing is like, well, they have a father. But for you being in the picture for 9 years, yes, they have a father, but you know that they don't have a good relationship with him. So I feel like that's a cop-out to say that they have a father when you've been their father for 9 years. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like I did a lot more harm than good trying to hold on to that so that they could have their relationship, because now, like, those ties are severed and it's a lot of damage, and now I got to pick up those pieces and fix it by myself. And I should have just walked away and, you know, put my big girl drawers on and did it by myself from jump. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about the big girl draws part, because big girl draws are good. I'm just saying. I mean, they look good on big girls, but I'm just saying, if you put big girl draws on a little girl,
I mean, well, I got a big ass, so I gotta wear big girl draws. So
when I say little girl, I'm talking about, you know, a woman. Okay. I gotta say that. But yeah, no, I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, 15 and 17 is difficult because I mean, like right now, I got teenagers. I have two 15-year-old twins, one boy, one girl, fraternal twins. I did it on purpose. One sock on, one sock off. With that in mind, they have their own lives now. So it's basically a thing where they, hey, Dad, can you pick me up here? Can you take me there? Dad, I'm out here at such and such, and I didn't, didn't I left my money at home. Can you cash at me? Stuff like that is what happens now, and it's because they have their own lives. So sometimes I'm trying to hit them. Y'all want to do? Well, I got this to do, and then the other ones I'm getting my hair done. You know what I mean? So it's kind of difficult. Whereas before, when they were young, it was easy to just, grab them and go do stuff with them and stuff like that. Whereas now it's a little more difficult because they're leading these lives. They're growing up. And so it kind of sucks. I wish I could, push them back in the womb, but I don't think they'll fit. So,
No.
Plus all that goopily stuff would be in there.
Let me address what Rock's Kitchen just said. I get what you're saying, Rock. Hold on, put this comment on the I get what you're saying, and you're right. That one, you're right. He is not the father. But when you sit children down, and nobody made you do this, when you sit children down and say, your mother and I are no longer together, but nothing has changed in our relationship, and I will continue to be there for you, and then you don't make good on that, that's different. Now you just walk away, that's one thing. But when you sit the children down and you say, I will continue to be there for you, and then you don't do it, that's something different.
I mean, and that's true. But I mean, at the same time, people say things and realize different things later. I mean, right. And people can be human.
Don't say that to children. That's my thing.
I mean, but nobody sits back and does it on purpose. Nobody purposely says, I'm gonna say this shit and then later I'm gonna be fucked up about it and not follow through with it. No, nobody does that.
I know a lot of men who are active fathers to children that are not their biological children, and they are no longer in a relationship with the mother.
And there's plenty of men who are not active fathers with women who they don't have kids with. That are not their biological children that they were once in a relationship with. I mean, right. It's true.
My thing is, I feel like that was my mistake holding on to that idea of the 2-parent household because the inevitable happened anyways. That's what I'm saying.
True. And I mean, here's the thing. I mean, again, there's a whole lot to unpack with that because I mean, at the same time, I know you weren't sitting there just saying, I'm doing this for the kids. There was a sparkle of hope, a twinkle of hope that the relationship would do something.
No, I mean, no. After a while, it was like, I'm going to be honest with you. We just going to keep it all the way a buck. It was more about appearances. I didn't want to be viewed as a failure who couldn't make it work with another baby daddy. That's really what it was all about. I'm gonna just keep it all the way honest because we keep it real here and up
that sounds good. And within that, as you didn't want to be a failure. So the other side of that is hoping for this thing to work.
No, after a while I realized this shit ain't working. If I can just make it to year 10, then I did good.
Of course, and after a while it gets to that point.
Where it was.
But in the beginnings of keeping up appearances, the other side of that is
it's gonna work. I think
trying to make it work.
We made it 9 years. I want to say maybe year 7 is when I was like, let me just I can take care of me later. Like right now I gotta put my kids first. I can live my life later. If I can make it to year 10.
And that's the difference between men and women, because women have a capability of being able to do that more so within men. If a man came to that resolve, like literally came to that resolve in a relationship, I'm thinking he's cheating. He ain't sitting there for 3 years and be like, I'm gonna take care of me later. It's only so much of taking care of me that can actually be done that, you know, makes sense, you know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna need something.
So what? I mean, you don't have to like get all personal in your business or anything like that. But what was it that made you realize you could not continue to stay for your kids? You don't gotta answer that because
so this is, I don't even know if
she's gonna take another drink.
Yeah, you don't have to. Okay, because I
don't want to divulge everything. We can have that discussion after air because I don't want to put everything out there.
Yeah, definitely.
But it just got to a point. Let's just say, like, I want to, like, when you want to grow with somebody, like when you want to grow, like I want to grow. Like we're sitting here and like what we have, that's enough for you. You don't want nothing else. Like this is enough. Like this is as far as we're gonna go. This is the ceiling, and I'm sitting here like we sitting on the floor. But for you, that's the ceiling. And so I was like, I can't do this no more. We sitting on the floor, and to you, it's the ceiling. And I wanted to grow. So I'm sitting here like, I want to grow. And I feel like I'm dragging you, kicking and screaming. So it's a miserable experience for me because like,
it wasn't changing.
Nothing's changing. I feel like I'm sitting here and my life is passing me by. Like I'm watching like everybody else like grow and achieve things and accomplish things. And I want to accomplish these things. And every time I want to like go do something, like you sit me down, like even like with this podcast, No Panties After Dark, he played a huge role in why we disbanded back in 2012 because he was not comfortable with me being social media popular. So like we took that hiatus and I wasn't allowed to come back. Like Joe and I sat down, I want to say in 2015, and we entertained the idea of doing a podcast. Joe, Rodney, and we sat down and we had a meeting. And immediately, like when I went home and I talked, no, I don't think so. So it was like I wasn't allowed to do anything. I couldn't leave the house. Like I would go hang out with girlfriends and my phone would ring 50 times. Like, I'm just worried about you. Want to make sure you're safe. You know, it was just, I had no life.
That sounds like prison.
It was. When I did it on your bed, I did it on your bed.
That sounds like prison for real. Like,
so, and that's why
I guess like my take on the 2-parent home. So the reason why we brought this all up anyway was because we all came from one. So that has to play a part.
Exactly. And you want better for your children than what you had. So how can I give you better if I don't give you at least what I had, right?
Right. But it's like you should not necessarily stay for the kids, but that is a hard, that's a lot of women that do in leaving, because when you were there, he was there for your kids.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that plays another part into it. Okay, so he had 2 other children from previous relationships before we got together. So like when we first started dating, I was led to believe one thing about the relationships with the children. And then as I got into, like after I got pregnant with my daughter, I started to see things were not the way, like the questions that I asked, the answers that I were given were not exactly accurate, if that makes sense. And I'm starting to see things for how they are. So like, and that's another thing, like I'm like, you can't be over here with me if you don't take care of your responsibilities over there. I'm not one of those women that don't, like, don't worry about your other kids. Like, no, take care of your children. So I started to see a lot of the things that were done for the other kids was because I forced the issue. Like if I didn't force the issue, those things would not have been done. So then it was also like, I know we're not together. He ain't gonna do for my daughter. So that's another reason.
You didn't think so? You didn't feel like he would do for your daughter?
I didn't feel like he would do for my daughter, and we'll talk about that off air also.
But yeah, so I mean, that would be a breaking point. I mean, you don't even gotta tell. We don't even gotta talk after that.
We can talk about that off air, but
because at that point, yeah. But I'm just saying that we come from 2-parent homes, so we know what it was like as children, but we're adults now. And so it's like our experience as children, it was better with 2 parents.
Right.
We were children. So children are going to think it's better. When in actuality, life is just short. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I do
I
feel
mean,
you
but
should do everything you can to stay together, but life is too short to be unhappy.
I
Right.
mean,
And it's a lot of women out there that hold it together, trying to hold, saying, like, I'm on the back burner, the kids come first. It's a lot of women out there with that mentality trying to maintain that 2-parent household.
yeah, you end up with cobwebs after that. But I'm just trying to fit. So, I want to get to these comments real quick, right? But at the same time, we're going back to the question, the actual question, because you got to take your personal experiences in a sense, of your personal ideology of where you are now and your thought process of, life is short and stuff like that. I get it, but take that out and just look at the question. Are 2-parent households better or worse for raising a child? Okay, so
depends on the parents.
Yeah, but I mean, let's just think about it. 2-parent households, you got 2 people splitting the one house bill.
Right.
You
So
got
now
2
you can
people splitting
afford
the
to
one
do more.
electricity, 2 people splitting the one water bill, 2 people splitting, you know what I mean? So 2 people splitting the bills, however that works, whether the man pays more of this or the woman pays more, don't matter. 2 people splitting the bills, contributing, 2 finances contributing to one household versus 2 finances contributing to 2 households, where you typically have to have space kids to go back and forth. All right. Clothes in both spaces. Money is being spent double in both spaces. So I'm an advocate, absolutely, for the 2-parent household. And when we look at statistics, right? Just take a look at some statistics real quick. Today, only about 64% of children live in homes with 2 parents who are married, representing an all-time low. This is the Pew Research Center. Trend data shows a stark and steady decline since 1960, when nearly 88% of children lived with married parents. So, there's been a turning point. And when we really look at this, 26% single parent, 15% remarried, 7% cohabitating. There's a lot of numbers here. Following divorce, children are 50% more likely to develop health problems than 2-parent families. In homes with stepfathers, peers were more likely to have been suspended or expelled from school, more likely to have engaged in delinquent behavior, to have problems getting along with teachers, doing homework, paying attention to school. And you notice, even with that statement right there, in homes with stepfathers, that right there is directly talking about the man's inability to father that stepchild the way that he would like to, because it's a stepchild.
You know what? And I saw a TikTok about that, and this guy was ready to break up with the woman because she told him that he couldn't whoop her kids. And I was like, you must know how kids of your own, because if you had kids of your own, you would have an issue with a step parent coming in spanking your child.
Spanking is one thing. I get that, and getting away from.
He wanted to spank her kids, and he broke up with her because she wouldn't let him spank them.
Yeah, I mean, getting away from the whole Eurocentric ideology, slaves.
We're gentle parents,
and I don't agree with a lot of that too, because I just know. I mean, I just remember when I was a kid, and I know what it was like, and I can look at the numbers of when I was younger, of what all that entailed and how people turned out versus now. Now we got a whole lot of emotions running around, and people don't know what the fuck, and now we end up doing shows talking about 2-parent households. What the fuck are y'all doing now? Because
you can get a child, you can have a young child, and that stepfather come in as a real father figure.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely,
be disciplined, and you're telling them that they can't. I mean,
And it doesn't have to be spanking.
So like in our situation, it was more like wall squats and push-ups. Like I never allowed him to discipline my kids, but like they were, saying you gotta, saying y'all had to have that level of respect. So it's more like they got a line. It was like wall squats, push-ups. My 15-year-old, he was very strong when he was 6. Let's put it that way. But that was the agreement that we had. Like I would allow that.
Yeah. And
I felt like it because when I got married with my child, I wanted him to be like a father figure, and he was trying to be like his friend. If that makes sense.
Most women today don't want that father, but you got to understand, we're coming out of a generation of kids that didn't have fathers. So
but what? I'm gonna put it to you like this: it's scary for me. I guess it should be for everybody, but I have a daughter. So it's scary for me to want to incorporate men into our lives. So like I date, but I don't let people meet my children because like you got men out there that date the mother because they want to molest the daughter. Like that shit's scary.
Well, and it's not always because if we're just going that route, it's a lot of times family members.
Yeah, that's true. Also.
That's also neighbors.
And we're talking a lot of hypotheticals when we start talking about that stuff. So, but I'm
just saying, like that's like a concern for me. So, like I don't know, like
you do have to be
the vetting process on are you going to be able to be a father figure over here? Like that's gonna be real strict.
Yeah, definitely,
absolutely, and that is on you as the mother to have that vetting process. Absolutely. If you need to stab him 50 times and it'd be like, what is this for? Oh, well, that's just so if you was to mess with my kid, then
you know what? If I didn't think we get put off live, I'd show you what was sitting over here on my nightstand.
I already know, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked you a second ago how many guns you got. But it's hollow points or target practice bullets.
I got hollow points. It's loaded with hollow points.
So it's just one of those things where it's up to the mother. I think in this day and age, what has happened a lot is because of social media, because of technology, people are lazy as fuck more so than ever before. So they would more likely sit and play the wrong type of music for their daughters or sons to listen to versus disciplining them in a manner that they should and sit there and say, oh, my child is good, but your child is in school fucking up. Like, what are you talking about? It's not good. Like, and then when the teacher sits there and talks about all the problems of the child, it's a list of things that's a problem with the mother. Like, bruh, like, stop, and so that's where a man there needs to be in the child's life because he needs to see and be able to point out and dictate some of the things that the mother who just is stuck on oh, I love my child so much and can't see the things that they really need to see.
But so what sometimes about the it's good having that outside. Men that know how to be a man that can't step up and do that and play that role. There's a shortage of that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And that is just, again, and a lot of that is coming from, and this is again, no shade to women because men have been part of the problem. But I mean, we've gone through a generation of men out the house, and a lot of that, there's so many different dynamics when it comes to that, because you're talking about a governmental system that understands military tactics as how to get rid of, or what do you do when you're trying to break a people, a situation, or whatever. You go cut the head off first, right? So that's what you do, and that's what was done with welfare. And then you had some men who said, oh, you want to talk all this shit, kick me out the house because you got the government as your baby daddy now. Okay, cool, you don't need me then.
Between the welfare and then don't forget the crack epidemic.
I mean, yeah, all of that played a significant role and you're creating a situation to where nowadays the rhetoric is, I don't need a man. Well, if a man is not needed, there's no need for him to want to be there.
Bingo.
You know what I mean? You got that's where I go back to when we was talking last week about the damsel in distress syndrome. Most good quality men, they want to feel needed. They want a woman that, I mean, don't be all like, leaving me with every fucking thing. But I'm just saying, I let a man feel needed. You feel me? So let's get to some of these comments. Let's jump into it. We got a lot of comments. And I want to get to some of these comments here. Let's see. I liked this one from Rock's Kitchen. He said, I mean, the answer is yes, having both parents just works. It takes two, though. One can't do it all and the other do nothing. I feel like with that comment, he's experienced something, and it had something to do with him doing everything and the other one doing nothing.
Oh, he better be careful. His wife gonna get him.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was pre 32 years. So, James Craycroft said, I was in more of a single parent household and I learned more with one than I did with both parents. And again, he's speaking, which, he's been very vocal about this, to a failed marriage. So in a sense, you kind of, you can't necessarily count that because that was just a failed situation that happened.
Well, I think he's speaking of his mom. So James and I go way back.
Oh, okay. I see what he's saying now.
His mom worked at the school, so I know his mom too. She was a tough lady.
Got you.
She was.
I thought he was talking about his past, but I see when you reread it and with what you said, I get it.
She was a tough lady. She was out in the bag of chips.
I did with both. Yeah. So and again, but just the same, you talking about a particular. I feel like in a 2-parent household, the child should be gaining things from both. So for me, how I have learned, now that I'm grown, to treat a woman has more to do with what I saw from my father when I was younger. You know what I mean? Growing up. So that definitely plays a big part, and when I think about a lady, I think about my mother. You know what I mean? I don't know a lot. I don't remember. I mean, like I said, I still believe women are made from sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yes, we are.
And I don't remember my mother farting. You know what I mean? Like if she did, she went to another room or something, and then she laughed and complained about my dad farting. You know what I mean? So I grew up with the men fart, women don't. They poop and queef or something. You know what I mean? That's what I understand about men and women. Fox Kitchen said, T, I got nothing but love for you, but that's not the man's responsibility, especially. Yeah, we were talking about the single, so I get that. Miss Keisha Love, or Keitha Love, says, it definitely works for us because we are not toxic together. We have a son and daughters. It works for us because my husband is an incredible daddy and I'm not a married single mother. We both put in 100% parenting. We co-parent together as a team, and at night I call him daddy.
They are a beautiful family too.
It is dope. Facts, they move on from you. He was talking about the men who are not obligated to the child. Rock's Kitchen says, let me ask then, if a man is in a relationship with the kids that aren't his, is it possible he is just trying to get back in good graces with you?
I don't think so. I've actually dated men who, made it clear, like, I have kids, but these are not my biological kids, and they take care of other kids that aren't theirs, and they're not trying to get with the mother. They just formed the bond with the kids in the duration of the relationship, and when it was over, like, I'm not gonna cut this child off. I'm still daddy. Yeah. So no, not always.
Absolutely. Gregory Barnett says, "Damn, you was living with the warden."
I was.
And
I did a bid.
you did a bid. Now you're bid. If you're not equally yoked, it's not gonna work. Whether children are involved or not. I don't know why that's the voice that I do. For
Hey, listen, because she preaches
like
being
that.
equally yoked. Like she preached it
Absolutely.
to me for years. And I was like, leave me alone.
Look, how do you like your eggs? Over medium, please. If you don't like them over medium, then we can't be together.
If you don't like eggs, I don't like eggs.
Shit.
You know, it's the texture. Okay, so
look, you right.
So if we just was to answer the question, I would say yes. Okay. The 2-parent homes are better. However, it depends on, like everybody has mentioned, is it toxic? Is it going to be abusive? Is it going to be damaging to the kids? So I do feel that a lot of relationships are quick to end. Not every relationship. I feel like some people do everything they can, but you really do. I feel personally, you need to do all you can to save your relationship with the father of your children if you can. Because I do feel like the 2-parent homes, because they're learning from you. They're learning how to be parents when they get older. If you are a single parent, you're learning how to be a single parent. I mean, it just is what it is. I hate it that, you know, the Black family is on a on a rise of just breaking apart, and it's so much that goes into that, like you had mentioned, you know, agendas or things that are set up to pull us apart. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, even when the kids got to go over one house and then go over another house, that is a direct effect on the child. So I did grow up with both parents, but they did divorce. My parents did divorce at some point. And, you know, you just see, you know, you get to see a strong parent here and maybe one that may be weaker here, but it is devastating to kids. So it's my take.
My parents divorced when I was younger. They separated and divorced for like a year and got back together. And talking to my dad about it, he said, you know, once your mother like calmed down and I was actually able to have a conversation with her, then it made it easier for us to start courting again and, you know, really get back in each other's good graces again. And, you know, and they got back together. So 38 years until she died. So good stuff there. I really hyper fixated on this as a kid. My family is so blended. I am the only one between my 5 siblings and my 9 immediate cousins that consistently had both their biological parents in the house the entire childhood. And it was always talked about. We all fucked up in our own ways from our childhoods, but I really realized it doesn't have shit to do with our parents being physically there or not. It was about what we saw and what we experienced from our parents or step parents, regardless. And I feel like there was more there, but it didn't come all the way through. But I mean, it was interesting about what Enzo said is Enzo said we all fucked up in our own ways from our childhoods, but I really realized it doesn't have shit to do with our parents being physically there or not. But in the next sentence said it was about what we saw and what we experienced from our parents or step parents, regardless. So
he's got a really good story. I would love to get Enzo on the show if he would be willing to come on and talk to us about his experiences. He's got a story. That would be dope for No Panties Out the Dark.
Absolutely. But I do like what he said. It's like, it's not necessarily you need to have 2 parents there. It's about, are they there teaching and showing and being positive?
Even when they're not physically there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Enzo also said, yes, since I found out my boyfriend's daughter existed, I've been in his face. When's the last time you called? Have you told her you want to see her? Has she heard your voice more than 5 minutes? I won't get in his business unless it's about his daughter. We ain't playing none of those games. Not today, not next week, not in this lifetime. I feel like a good person will be like that with their significant other. They should be.
I feel like if you lay up with a man that don't take care of his kids, you a bum bitch.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. When we did the Tipping Point show, which is Saturdays, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. When we did that, or as we do that, Pierre the Godson, he spoke about that. He said, look, I was in a relationship with a woman who she treated me like a king, but she treated her kids like shit. And I broke up with her because like that's bullshit. I can't be like honestly an honest good man in a relationship with a woman like that. So he let her go, you know. And
I feel him on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that makes sense. Rosette Lamont Blair, she says, you can have a 2-parent household and that shit may be toxic, abusive, etc. To where the kids say, man, I wish they wouldn't even be together. That shit is not worth saving. True. I get that. And again, you always got to understand when we make these comments out here, there are variables, but speak in terms of majority. Okay. So when you speak in terms of majority,
majority you don't want to save a toxic relationship. You want, when I say save, what I mean is try to seek help. Go to marriage therapy, you know, try to do something to fix what's going on to why you're not getting along. Why is it toxic? Why is it abusive? Do all you can to save
I
it.
tried that. And
absolutely.
You know, that motherfucker told me, he said, T, I know I'm fucked up. I don't need to go to therapy to find out that I'm fucked up. And I was like,
I mean, but that's a big old giant parachute red flag that says, man, you should probably fucking leave. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he did, but it sounded like he didn't understand that therapy is not trying to tell you you're fucked up. It's trying to help you help yourself.
Trying to help you be unfucked up.
Exactly.
Trying to unfuck you.
You can't make, you know what? You can't make anybody do that. And so at that point, you don't want to do everything to save this, then let's go.
We gotta be out.
And right then and there, what you're talking about is a person that doesn't want to put in the work. And if you don't want to put in the work to make this work, then guess what? We don't need to be together.
Yeah.
2 parents is optimal. Absolutely. He said it so much he had to say it twice. It's like, what's up, Ethan Shakur? Shout out. Sometimes I feel like Ethan Shakur is a robot because Ethan Shakur says the same thing. Will say, hey y'all, and then say thank you for all that you do.
Ethan Shakur come through with different comments though.
Well, no, Ethan Shakur does have different comments. I'm just saying the first comments is always that, hey y'all, and thank you for all that you do. Well, you are very welcome, Ethan Shakur. You know, and then there's no more comments on here from Ethan Shakur, and that's YouTube. And you know, it'd be a lot of, you know, I'm just saying YouTube be having, you know, we be getting weird stuff from YouTube, and then we'll be having to block them and whatnot because it'd be some sex comment or something like that, you know. Mesquita Love says, I granted. Ooh, she granted. Notice she says, I granted my husband all access to our son because he showed me I could trust him. He is a real ass parent. He even teaches me how to raise a male child.
Her husband is bomb.com. Okay. I was at that wedding. It was so cute. The son was the best man. I loved it. They are such an adorable family. I love it.
Absolutely. Most men don't want to take care of another man's kids. And I get that, and that's something that should be determined before you get into a relationship with a woman, because once you get in that relationship with the woman, that child is yours.
Exactly.
You know?
We blend
I feel as though once you get to a certain age and you have children, it's easier to walk away from a relationship regardless if they're your children or not. You just at a point in your life when you're not willing to deal with certain things, and I get that, but you probably, if you at that point, you probably shouldn't be having kids. It's just my take on Rosette Lamont Bland, she says, my father was a single parent to 3 kids, one of which wasn't his biological. I have a totally different perspective on this topic. Well, do tell, Rosette. Do tell. See what comments come after that. So, in summary, Rock's Kitchen says what I get out of all of that tea is that you got some good yum.
I mean, that's a fact.
I was gonna play Justin Bieber's song.
It's the facts. That's why we got to keep it locked up. We can't be. That's why I said I got to keep my mileage low. We can't just be going out here and giving that to everybody. That's how you get in relationships.
And Rock's Kitchen says, but the kid is yours. Some folks won't let you help raise the child. So I'm gonna finish off these comments. We got to go, y'all. But I agree, and that's what we were talking about earlier. The fact that you get into his relationships, and sometimes the significant other, they you get into an argument. Next thing you know, it's my child. She got a daddy. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And that's just it. Again, toxicity. People need therapy.
It definitely is, because if somebody's willing to be a father figure and not because there are some bad step parents out there. I'm not referring to them, but if you got there are some great step parents. I mean, there are really some step parents out there that will try to treat their kids like their own. And as a co-parent, you should want that. You should want, not going to be together. You should want whoever the other parent's significant other treats your child like theirs. I mean,
exactly. And that's one thing that I look at out here as I'm navigating, saying I think I'm almost off tour. But that's one thing that I'm looking at. Like, I want to date somebody that has children of their own, so I can see how your interaction is with your children. So like, if we're going to be together, we blending this thing up, and I need to know how you parent your children. Yeah. Are you active?
Or how they treat your child.
Exactly.
I mean, at the end of the day, how are you treating my child too? Like, how are you doing that?
True.
I thought you was frozen.
No, I was. No, I thought you were frozen. You were like, no, I got distracted. My Facebook stories be having some stuff on it. I don't understand. Just distracted. That's why I stay off social media. But with that being said, I think all in all, yes, we can agree that a 2-parent household is better. And when we say that, we're talking normal, we're talking a healthy situation, 2-parent situation. It's obvious that unhealthy 2-parent situation is terrible. It's obvious that toxicity is terrible. We know that, but when 2 people can come together to help raise this child, with 2 people are a village in that one house, then I'm telling you, it is a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And, it doesn't mean you're not going to have problems. People step out here and there, this, that, and the other, or issues come along, whatever the case may be. But the question is it worth it enough to work through it? And that is where it all boils down to. My mother used to always say, anything worth having is worth fighting for. So again, show me your fighting stance. Show me what this look like. You know what I mean? So with that being said, folks, it has been an amazing, awesome show. Thank you all for showing up. Shout out to Rock's Kitchen, Rosette Lamont Bland, Jerome Bigham, Miss Keitha Love, Ether Shakur, Diego Denson, gotta have him back on the show. Enzo, appreciate the support. Gregory Barnett, appreciate the support. Absolutely. If there's anybody out there, James Craycroft that I'm forgetting, Esoteric Podcast, appreciate the support. Shannon Dixon, appreciate the support. Everybody out there, there's like 300 more people that are watching that I can't even go through and see. But appreciate the support. I'm hoping that as we bring these topics out, that they help, and you can think of something. Remember, npad info at gmail.com.
Girl, to check
right?
the email, bro.
Check us at podcast, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts. You can check us out on there as well. And one last thing, real quick, y'all. One last thing. Let's see. Is this it right here? That right there. Yes. That right there. Listen. We do this and we pull from our own pockets. So guess what? If y'all do us a solid, and just hit us up, $, no panties after dark, just send 50 cents. You know what I mean?
Right, because we're about to put on an event for y'all soon. And it's gonna be lit.
we trying to put on an event for y'all. And so if everybody just pops in 50 cents, or now I'm gonna tell y'all, we cap it at $10 million, so you can't send any more than that. Okay, so if you send any more than $10 million, then you will get flagged, and Cash App will be mad. But with that in mind, then again, $, no panties after dark. Go ahead and shoot us something. We appreciate it. We appreciate the love. If you want some sponsorship or whatever, we do that. Just like we do commercials, I'm gonna play us out to some commercials and such like that. And we want y'all to check out some of these vendors that we work with just the same. So with that being said, next week, same place, same time, and I think we out, right?
All right, bye, y'all.
See ya.
See y'all.
No panties after dark. Your adult relationship conversation. Going where most ones. Speaking on things most don't. It's no panties after dark. We put the relations back into relationships.
Hey folks, check out healthdaddywoww.net. 100% plant-based herbs and supplements. Whether you're in person or online, use the word tipping for 10% off. Remember, feel better, look great, healthdaddywoww.net. Remember, healthdaddywoww.net.
Habibi Trading Company, home of soap sticks and Saya Baba products. Over 400 locations at a store near you. Cincinnati, Ohio, Louisville and Lexington, Kentucky, Southern Indiana, or find yours online at sayababa.com. Again, that's sayababa.com. Habibi Trading Company, where you can find fragrances to incite your senses.
我说他是全网最大，你们有没有反对的？哎呦我去，哎呦我去，尴尬尴尬。吓尿了，来上一口，开播了啊！怎么都是水？
Bye.